Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Please press like, subscribe, and share this audio with someone who you know needed. The last video I had to cut off really soon because it came right to the 15 minutes. So what I was saying is that I don't know why you even hide your true self, because it's going to come out in your lifestyle. It's going to show in your lifestyle that you are sending negative things out into the world because you're either struggling financially, you're having trouble with a male or woman companion, you can't keep good companion, you can't meet the right man or woman, let me see, you're having trouble with your children, don't have any luck, just all of this stuff. Because when you send witchcraft, negative thinking, or any of that out to anybody, you're going to get it back. It reflects in your life. So what are you trying to hide it for? Are you trying to hide it because you don't want the person to know you did it? What a coward. That's a coward. If you feel like you're big enough to do something, send curses and things to people, why aren't you big enough to show yourself and say, yeah, I did it? So you hide yourself from the world. But I'm going to tell you again, you think you're hiding yourself. You think you have this magnificent secret that you're going around doing these things to people and nobody knows what you're doing. It doesn't work like that. Somebody that you've done these negative things to, believe what I tell you, God is going to reveal it to somebody. Maybe to all of them, I don't know. It just depends on how in tune that person is. But you can do things to people. You could send curses and evilness to people. And some people might choose to just say, oh, forget it, let them go on. Some people might choose to say, oh, I love them. The light will ricochet off if they have a lot of light and come back to you. But you may find somebody that's just as mean as you, or just as negative as you, and decide to come back and kill you through this. Because there are people who do witchcraft in the islands and in Africa to kill you. They're not messing around. They're not going to send no damn curse. They're just going to kill your ass. I have a friend that's from Africa, and his sister was killed through witchcraft. And his father was killed through witchcraft, and he has a brother that was killed through witchcraft. He does not think that like Americans can even do witchcraft. He said they don't understand it, and they're messing around with things that they don't understand. And he believed that it's not powerful in America like it is over there. And he was telling me that when you put a curse on somebody, that's the spirit that they use to put the curse on for you. He was explaining to me that spirit, after a certain length of time, that spirit rises up and starts doing the same thing to you that you did to someone else. So, and he said that's the way witchcraft works. He was telling me that his father had put a protection shield around the family so that no witchcraft or anything would happen to them. Or, that it wouldn't happen to them. The father died, and he buried something. I don't know what he buried, but to deal with witchcraft, he buried it. And then he said that the family was having problems with, witchcraft. They know that somebody was doing something to them. But when they went to find out what was going on, it was the stuff that the father did. It had reversed. I don't know how it did that. I can't even explain. He explained it to me, but Lord knows I can't explain it back. But he was telling me this is why Americans shouldn't mess around with that, because it'll reverse itself or something, he was saying, and come back to you. He told me it always does that. Always reverses and then come back and work on you what you did for somebody else. And maybe that's why the things that my daughter did to me, maybe that's why she got it back. Because it reversed itself and went back to her. And he was telling me that happens with every single spell. Now his sister had a dream that a distant relative of theirs was going to give her some money. But she was giving her the money, something about as a sacrifice in this ritual. That's what she would be giving her the money for, even though she wouldn't tell her that. So in her dream, it showed the sister saw herself dying. And it warned her in the dream not to take the money from the lady. The sister told all them her dream, her mother, father, my friend, which was her brother. And then a little while later, I guess she got herself in a financial bind. And the lady, the distant relative, offered her some money, just like the dream said. She took it. And when she took that money, it was something about that distant relative was able to sacrifice her. And the sister died. I know a lot of Africans. I've had a business, home health business, where I hired them, and they be telling me about these different spells and curses and things like that. And let me tell you, it's just nothing to mess around with. And like they always say, Americans do that, but they don't really understand it. When you hire a spirit to do something for you, at the end of it, it's going to reverse and come back on you, everything you did with that person. So now, just because, like for instance, my daughter got everything back that she did to me, or she's going to continue to get it back, but it's already started. So that she got back because it ricocheted off my light and went back to her. So she automatically got it back. However, for the actual spell, my friend is saying the actual spell she did will reverse and go back to her. So you understand what I'm saying? She'll get it double. She got it back because she sent it to me. The light ricocheted off, sent it back to her. Now, when the spell is complete or something he was saying that she put on, the curse she put on, that will ricochet and come back to her too. So he was telling me that this is why you shouldn't mess with that. Now, I know there's truth in that. I just don't understand how it does work because I'm not Africa. That's not my culture, witchcraft, and I don't deal in it. But I had a client like years ago, back in the 80s, and she had called me and she was begging me, well, not begging me, but she was telling me that she didn't like her best friend. She hated her best friend. And they go to church every Sunday. And the best friend was married and had children. And she was jealous of her, very envious, I should say, envious of her because she hated her. She wanted somebody to put a spell on her friend to kill her. When I said, well, I thought did you just tell me y'all went to church every Sunday? She said, yes. And I said, well, then you believe in God. Why would you do this to her? You know what I mean? You believe in God every Sunday, but you going to church every Sunday. So that let me know right there. See, she hiding her face. She ain't showing people what she really do either. So behind all of that church stuff, she still want her friend dead. So I told her that, listen, I don't do anything like that. So I was trying to talk to her to tell her she should think about what she's doing. But honey, she got mad at me and told me, I'm not calling you for no advice. I'm calling you because this is what I want done. So we hung up. I think it was about 2 years later. My friend, this was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My friend called me because she knew this lady. She called me and she said, you remember that lady? Because I think they all went to this. I don't know if they all went to the same church. I don't remember. But it was her friend that referred this lady to me in the first place. So anyway, when my friend called me, she said, you remember that lady that called you to kill her friend? I said, yes. She said, girl, she died. I said, she died? She said, yes. She said, see, when you drill one ditch for somebody, you should build one for yourself. She said she wanted her friend dead, but she ended up dying. And this is what my African friend said. When you put a curse or something like that on somebody, the spirit, whatever it does, it reverses when the spell is complete and come back and put the same thing on you. And that may have been the case with this case, because the friend continued to live prosperous life with her husband and children, and then the other lady died. I did ask, did the friend ever find out that her friend wanted her dead? They said no. To the end, she thought that the lady was really her friend. And this is why I say people close to you, sometimes you can't see what they're doing. That's how they could do stuff to you. It's your enemy, the ones that people always say is the enemies. Keep your enemies close and your friends closer. That's true. Your enemies don't know your business to hurt you. It's the people close to you that know your business to hurt you. And those the one that come after you trying to hurt you. It's not your enemy. You ain't even got to worry about your enemy. It's your friend. And it says in the Bible, in the last days, mother will turn against mother, children will turn against mother, father will turn against son, son will turn against mother. That's true. But let me tell you something. If you have somebody that'll put a curse on their own mother, what would they do for you, honey? So I wanted to share that story with you all to let you know that I don't care how close the person is to you. There's a saying that you have to watch as well as pray. If you even feel a bit uncomfortable, you need to go into the spirit and ask them, why do I feel uncomfortable with this person? And matter of fact, even if you don't feel uncomfortable, you need to always go and say, God, is this person good? It's okay for me to be around? Because, honey, nowadays, you don't know. You don't know. Because they're not going to show you their true face. They're not. They're going to be all up in your face. And another thing, they be all up in your face. They want to be the first one to help you. Oh, if you need some, I'll help you. Oh, I'm always here. Oh, you need some money, I'm going to help you. And that's the one that had the knife in the back stabbing you with it. So there's a old saying that older people used to say, watch as well as pray. And that's true. That's true. Watch as well as pray. I'm a person that have a lot of a lot of lights. I've always had it. I didn't even know I had it because spiritual people would tell me, wow, you have all this light around you. I didn't even know I had all this light around me and still don't know the totality of this light, because there's a lot around me. But what I do know and what I am grateful of is that light protects me. And if anybody send anything to me, it's going to ricochet off, baby, and go back to you. So be careful what you send people. Be careful if you're negative to people. Be careful if you're calling them all type of bitches and hollering and screaming and whatever. Because all that hollering and screaming and negativity is going to ricochet off of them and go back to you. Always send love out, because love too will ricochet off and come back to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. I'll see you next week. Have a great week.